So your work, I think it's incredibly important in this basic, just very, very basic. You're not asking for like a whole new system of any luxuries whatsoever. This is just about really maintaining a basic level of dignity and human rights. Um, and so it's so important. And the fact that you also have firsthand experience with what the system is like. What do you do to help keep yourself um, going and to to have that energy and commitment level not get drawn into how because it's terribly difficult work as well. So what do you do to keep yourself sort of your head above the clouds?
That's a beautiful question. And my wellness lies in my people right now. I've been privileged to be a part of some organizations like BOLD, Black Organizers for Leadership and Development. It's taught us to work on what we call somatics, right? Embodying what you want to be and what you want to see.
Mm.
So we practice commitments. I'm a commitment to Black love, to loving my people unconditionally, and working to lift women up and to stand in their power and to sharing my light with them. So I learned that. I learned about somatics. I learned about embodying, practicing things 300 times over and over until you embody it, right? I started practicing Jokata. Currently, I'm doing yoga twice a week with a community on Zoom. And the brother that runs that is Sam Williams. And what he does is he shares all this knowledge. He did a lot of time. And in there, he did a lot of reading and educating. And I think he's one of the brilliant leaders of our time. Um, he's always lifting up something that we need to learn. And I've dedicated myself to reading and learning everything I can. When I see trauma show up in our people,
Mm.
I understand where it comes from. And I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I continually am encouraged by the relationships that I've been able to build this past year all around the country. The HALT campaign, the Unlock the Box campaign out of New York, and the people from California, Oakland. It's just been an amazing journey during COVID time. These Zoom meetings means that you can show up in all kinds of places and meet people from Germany, the Netherlands, all over. I was on an international webinar, and some of the people, some of the leaders, Dolores Canales, and oh my God, I lift up Johnny Perez, right? When Johnny, when I met him and I came to respect him as the leader that he is, he's also part of this Unlock the Box campaign to end solitary to no more than 15 days. When I heard his story, he is such a great guy, right? He was doing his time, he was minding his business, he was doing great work inside. And over a lie, he was thrown into solitary, stripped of everything he had earned, dignity, time. It was so unfair. I think about the Khalif Brado story, a young man that was innocent, which I have a lot of friends that were innocent, did 20, 30 years. Khalif, he could not survive the tortures of solitary confinement. That young kid had to take his life because of the way we held him. We're responsible as a community, as a people, of this stuff that we allow to go on. This is not what we want to be paying our taxpayers' money for. This is not what we want to support as a people. It's not necessary to do this to people to achieve the goal that you are supposed to be reaching for. I want Massachusetts during this time to think about what they can be proud of, what we can do to be different and better. If we're so progressive, why are we acting like a third world country? Why are we allowing inhumane treatment to go on inside of systems with no accountability, no discipline? Why is there no transparency in one of the worst places, I think, that we support with our taxpayers' dollars in Massachusetts? As a community, we should be worried about that
Cas-
because it could happen at any time to anybody.
yeah. Cassandra, I want to thank you for all of your work for making the prison system better, but it's also making Massachusetts better. It's making our community where we all live. Um, and, and the work that you do also shows how many brilliant leaders we might be missing if we're not doing this better. You know,
Yes.
um,
And they're struggling, they're trying. And Bridget, I just want to say, there's always an argument about we can't improve on torture. Okay.
yeah.
So, I'm not saying that let's make it better so that these systems continue to exist.
Mm.
But until we can stop over policing in our Black and Brown communities, our LGBTQ people, until we can stop the disproportionate sentencing in our court systems, that's where the isolation starts, where you're shut off, cut off right then and there. If until we can tear down these systems or rebuild the way the prosecutors work or see the people through, I guess, through fairness and real justice, until we can stop that from working the way it's working, we're going to need to improve on the way our systems of correction is working because our people are still being funneled into those systems. And I just want to know that everybody that's in there is getting, wow, how do I want to say it? That everybody in there is getting not the minimum treatment,
Yeah.
the maximum of care that is possible professionally and humanely until they come home, until justice is real. We are fighting to be treated like human beings, like mothers, daughters, fathers, brothers. We're fighting for our loved ones. We're fighting for the system to change, the whole culture. Let this be a new day. In this time of, we're in a movement, right? We had the civil rights movement. We're in a human rights movement right now for real justice. And I know that we're in it for the long haul. It's never been short, but truly nothing has ever changed without the voice of the people throughout all of our history. And we are that voice. We are those experts. We are speaking up, speaking out, showing up, and standing in our truth, demanding change.
Cassandra, thank you so much for sharing your voice with me this morning. It's really been an honor.
It's been an honor to be here. Thank you for all your work.